I'm Jordan Winter, and you're watching No Free Lunches. Today, we're here in Lawrence, Kansas, checking out the best breweries. Bottoms up.
Oh my.
I'm here at Free State Brewery, located at 636 Massachusetts Street. Opened in 1989 as the first brewery in the state of Kansas, Free State holds a special place in locals' hearts. Join me as I sit down with head brewer Geoff to discuss his journey in brewing, the hype culture of beer, and Free State's place in our community.
Hey Jordan.
Hey Geoff, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
Got a table upstairs for us to talk if you want to.
Let's head up.
All right.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us today, Geoff. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, likewise.
So I really wanted to start this conversation at the beginning of your journey into brewing. What got you into it?
I was out in California staying with some friends that were going to Berkeley. I took a semester off from KU. I was sleeping on their couch, on their porch, and one of the guys that was there, he was homebrewing. I got my degree in art history in '95, and
So very relevant to what you're doing
yeah,
now.
Exactly. I didn't really want to go into academia. I moved to Seattle, knocked on a lot of doors. I was really into photography as well, so I was looking at photography jobs and or brewing jobs. And I quickly realized that I really wanted to be a brewer professionally and keep the photography more avocation. Finally landed a job at a brewery and went from there. Perfect. Beers.
Yeah.
Everything's better with beer. Cheers.
Cheers. It must be really cool to continue your career here, not only because you were raised in Lawrence, but also just because of the long-standing history of
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I was a busser here in 1989 when they first opened. And when I moved back, there was only one place I really wanted to work, and that was Free State. So
you said the Yak-a-Maniac is your most popular beer. Is that part of your creative genius, or does it predate you here?
It is. No, that's one of mine. So I was inspired by a trip to Yakima, Washington. So every year I go out and help select the hops that we use for the year. There's a lot of agriculture there. So it's the number one apple growing region in the States. It's also where the vast majority of hops are grown in the U.S. When you go into Yakima during harvest, you smell all these amazing smells of apples and hops, and so I wanted to create a beer that was, had great hop aroma, was bright and sunny like Yakima is, and so I kind of came up with the name as well, and it took off. So.
Yeah, it's definitely taken off. I feel like Yak-a-Maniac is one of the beers that you can find no matter where you are in the country. Whenever you go to a liquor store, like you're bound to find this or some other Free State beer.
Yeah.
What is it like to carry on that legacy?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I had a great mentor in Steve Brock, who used to be the head brewer here. This is our R&D, and so we always have new beers that are only available at the pub. That are being brewed out of this basically R&D facility.
So they're exclusive?
Yeah, they're exclusive to here. So,
can you talk a little bit about your seasonal beers, like the Oktoberfest, which is just now starting to make its appearance again?
Oktoberfest is our number one seasonal beer. We brew right now. It's high Oktoberfest season at the production brewery. So every week we're brewing Oktoberfest. And it's great. It's malty. It's a Meritzen style Oktoberfest, so a little darker in color than what you might see in Munich during Oktoberfest, but highly regarded. Our fans really love it. It's gotten a lot of write-up in the press, and on ratebeer.com, it's like the number 4 rated Oktoberfest in the world. So
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty cool to be amongst, these great German breweries.
The media around craft beer is also really interesting to me. And it seems like you're very plugged into that, obviously.
There's definitely a hype culture in craft beer, and we're definitely not in that hype culture. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but we just want to make really good drinkable beers that people want to return to.
Yeah. So can you describe that hype culture? Like, what is hype culture in the craft beer scene?
For a period of time, at least, it was like, we're just going to throw an absurd amount of hops at a beer. We're just going to throw, without any regard to the drinkability or the enjoyment of
Just for
the
the
beer.
sake of doing it.
Just for the sake of doing it, yeah. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. And we try and come up with really a lot of really traditional beers, but also try and veer towards the cutting edge, but do so in a way that doesn't really buy into that hype culture. Like, we have a pretty divisive seasonal that precedes this called Garden Party. That is a love it or hate it sort of beer. But it was gin inspired, and it uses local produce, local cucumbers, juniper berries, and basil. It's super refreshing. I love it. It won a gold medal at GABF in 2015, but it's not for everyone. And the good thing about having the facility here as well as the production facility is that hopefully we can have a beer board here that has something that will appeal to everyone.
Well, it seems like a really careful balance between experimenting and doing all this R&D, pulling in inspiration from what other breweries are doing, while still honoring the basic fundamentals of what brewing beer is.
Absolutely. Quality ingredients, care with those ingredients, knowing how those ingredients work with one another, and then pushing the boundaries here and there, but not at the expense of the consumer.
Well, now that we've got this amazing food in front of us, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you formulate some of these beers to pair with the food here at Free State.
Sure. Well, it's more that we try and pair the beers that we have with the specials that we have on a given week, and we change our specials weekly. Amber will text me and tell me what the specials are, and so then I take those various ingredients that she's put into the specials and decide, is this like a savory special, really savory, or is it spicy? Those equations will play into what I pair with them. So like if it's super spicy, I might look at pairing an IPA with it, or even if we had a Pilsner on, I'd probably try and pair a Pilsner with something super spicy.
It's truly a full meal when you got a drink next to it, and it plays off of each other very well.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Free State's influence on the local community. Can you tell me more about your specials and maybe some of your partnerships with other local businesses?
The great thing about Free State is that it's always been a public house. People from lots of different walks of life come through the doors. Businessmen in suits and hippies in tie-dyes and kind of commingling and talking politics, maybe not talking politics. And it's a great extension of like European traditions of the public house. Granted, there are more options now, and so a lot of Lawrence has changed over the years as well. But when Free State first opened, this was it for downtown Lawrence in a lot of ways. That and Liberty Hall next door, those things drew people downtown where they hadn't before. And so it was really cool to see that development and the synergy of a community coming together, and the business is kind of, lifting that community, sense of community up.
Yeah, and I think that's the power of food and drink too. It's like everybody's got to eat. It's something where everybody can connect on it across cultures, across languages, and just have a good time together.
Absolutely, yeah.
So all the philosophy aside, what would you say is the favorite part of your job that you have?
I mean, the creative aspect of it, yeah. I mean, because I had such a tie to the arts, I mean, I always feel this creative drive, and I feel if I stagnate and I don't continue to create, and that I'm just not happy. So when I'm brewing, it's a real joy to be able to look through the window at the brew house and look out and see all the people enjoying the thing that you make.
Well, I guess that would be a perfect segue into maybe going to see where the magic happens.
Yeah, of course.
Take a tour downstairs?
Yeah, let's go.
Great. It's like behind the scenes, behind the fourth wall.
So the Kernza beer that we made, I think we're calling it Prairie Defender, but it's a play on a German wheat beer, so it's going to be a Hefeweizen, pretty cloudy. Yeah, excited for it. It'll be out in a couple weeks. It just got brewed last week, so got a little bit of like clove and banana character from the yeast.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
It does have that banana back taste to it. It's very fruity and creamy.
Yeah. How many times have you sampled beer directly from your fermenter?
Never before, but now I can say I have, and it tastes that much more fresh.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, you guys have got a hit on your hands.
Thanks.
Well, I'm excited to come back in and just, keep checking out your innovation rotation of all the different beers you have on tap.
I like that, innovation rotation. Definitely we'll have to use that again. But yeah, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you next time.
For sure. It's been a pleasure, Geoff.
Thanks.
To check out more breweries, head over to nofreelunches.co, where we cover 23rd Street Brewery, Fields and Ivy, and Lawrence Beer Co. Stay up to date by following us on Instagram and subscribing to our YouTube channels. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching.